Hi, everybody. I'm Brendan Murphy,
And I'm Fletcher Williams.
and we are back once again to be talking about WandaVision. Obviously, we don't have a usual co host, Mathew Browne, here, but we will be able to talk about it as in depth as possible. Um, so make sure, just because I know this is what Matthew would want me to do, make sure you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing with your buddies, all that good stuff, following us on our Instagrams. We have all those links down in the description, so make sure you click those and get along for the ride because we're having a good time here. We got our Departed episode coming out next week. That'll be fun, so keep your eyes out for that. But right now, we got to talk about WandaVision episode 4. We interrupt this. I forget what the last word is. We interrupt this program. The episode's title. So, Fletcher, big old episode right here. What'd you think?
So, um, I think I'm still kind of mixed on the show overall, just because
Yeah.
of the way the storytelling has been. Like, it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's a little disjointed in like the way they're telling the story. Like, so the first three we had these sitcom episodes, nobody has an idea what's going on, and then with this one, it's basically just okay. We know you've been super confused this whole time. Here's what's going on. We're just gonna like show it all to you.
Yeah.
And there were parts about this episode that I liked, but it was basically just a big like exposition
Yeah.
dump. Like that was the entire episode.
Not for sure.
I think the most interesting thing about this episode was the fact that we learned that Wanda is controlling this whole reality, and that
Mm-hmm.
she's obviously creating this whole thing for her. I'm guessing because she wants to like live a normal life with Vision. I don't know quite
Mm-hmm.
how like she brought him back, but I'm guessing that'll be explained later. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
think that's some really interesting stuff with her character, that she would like create this
for
fake
sure.
town and like all the sitcom stuff. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I thought what they did with that character was pretty interesting, but the episode overall, to me, it just felt like a little bit of a lazy way to explain like everything that was going on up until that point.
No, I agree. I mean, it looks like now. It looks like maybe she went back to Wakanda and she was like, "Give me that body back. I want it." And it seems like that's maybe what's happening is that she's just animating the body at all times. Like that's
Yeah.
because I mean, there's that little flash where you see him with like his head torn out and like all that. So I think that that's maybe what's going on.
That was a
Um,
really cool shot, by the way. I liked how you
it
saw
was,
his body there.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's this is because when you're writing the show, this is the episode. I feel like that you kind of have to like this is the one where you literally like give it all away, and I feel like it's much too early to do that. First off, and it just doesn't it wasn't very entertaining. Honestly, I have to
Yeah,
say, like I was kind of just like, oh, this is dull now,
yeah,
which the like I remember I was watching those first two episodes and we were kind of energized, like, oh wow, there's a lot of fun going on here. I like what they're doing. I'm having fun. I'm laughing a lot. Like I'm just kind of like going off of the charm of these two characters, and this one is just like didn't give us any of that, which is the whole reason the show I feel like is here. Um, I know they're trying to do their whole multiverse thing and everything like that, and it's going to lead into Doctor Strange, but it's just like it did feel really lazy. Where it's just like and flashback in our like the fourth episode, like it doesn't even really trust its audience enough to wait more than 4 episodes for like the big reveal. Which I don't know how the rest of the show is going to be structured. I don't know like all that, but like this is like the least interesting thing about the show. I feel
yeah, totally.
like
And
it's
also,
just
like, I think coming down from the first three episodes where they're doing this whole sitcom gimmick, you think of all the charisma coming from Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Catherine Hahn, even like the some of the minor characters, like they're at it, they're just all giving like really like energetic performances.
mhm.
And then in this one, it's like I this might just be me personally, but like I don't give a shit about a lot of these characters that they brought in this one, like the officer guy from Ant-Man, and then like Rambo, the daughter of the
Yeah.
girl Captain Marvel and stuff. And like to me, it just felt like a lot of what they were saying just it felt so scripted and like wooden, and like they didn't really add a lot to the dialogue to make it fun to watch. You know?
Yeah. Not for sure. See, I was kind of hyped to see Randall Park again, just because like I usually like him a lot in other movies. Like I think he's pretty funny. Um, Shout out to The Interview and like a couple other movies. Like I think he's a generally pretty funny guy. So I was like, oh cool, he's back. What? And shout out to the actress real quick, Teyonah Parris playing Monica Rambeau, Maria Rambeau's daughter. Which now we like confirmed like that it's supposed to be Rambo's daughter, and that she's connected to Captain Marvel. And God, I hate that that's what we're talking about now. Like, this show started with such promise at the beginning, and now it's just like it's fucking Agents of Shield, and it's just like, oh great,
That was
cool.
another thing was it felt very like cable TV to me, and whereas the first three episodes like didn't feel like that. This one kind of
Yeah,
just felt like it felt like Agents of Shield, kind of like what you're saying.
yeah, it was just like a bunch of, and like it's like a fucking clip show too, where it's just like let's take a look back at the first three episodes. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I watched them already.
Yeah.
I watched them this month. Like, can we not do that? And they're like, nah, this is what we're doing. I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I just bit of a bummer, this one, honestly. Um, Especially like kind of how Mandalorian works out. It's just like, oh, this person's connected to Captain Marvel. Like, cool. And it's like, yeah, man. And it's like, oh, Darcy's back. Great. Fun.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
I mention her. Darcy was in this one.
yeah, which I have no ill feelings toward Kat Dennings. Like, it's fine that she's in here. I'm glad that she's getting her paycheck from this after she's been so disrespected within the canon. It was in being in the two Thor movies and everything, but it's just like, it's just like, I don't know. The whole episode just kind of had me asking why. Honestly, just like, why couldn't you just like, you could have done this in like a 5-minute thing in episode 7 where there's like, Wanda, we got to stop whatever's going on. And she's like, no, but I got to like, yeah, it's just like, it felt kind of cheap. Felt kind of lazy. Like, I wish we like the whole like fun of the show so far was like, there was kind of a mystery and we didn't really know what was going on. I like how kind of weird it was. And then it's just like, nope, let's like just take that away from you real quick. So it's sorry. Hopefully they're able to turn it around these next couple episodes. But this really like kind of put me on like on the negative side of the fence.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you made me think of this. Like when part of what was cool about the first three episodes was like how you see that something's up. Like it's really unusual how they're like stuck in this sitcom or whatever, and there's these little hints that something is going on, that something's not right, and you get more of them as the show goes on. And then episode 3, probably my favorite moment of the show so far was when Rambo said something about Ultron, and then Wanda got like really mad and then like threw her out or whatever. But you didn't know what was going on there, and you were like, "Oh, what's this?" Like it was just interesting. Like you wanted to pick that back and explore that. So it was cool, like not having that information just given to you right in that scene, and that was one of the most like intriguing parts of the show. And then immediately, like in the next episode, we just know exactly what was behind that. Like it does feel like too quick. Like they could have done it towards the end of the season as opposed to the beginning.
And it's just like it's a full 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do anything better with the time that's given to us than just like big old, just like, here you go. Here's what's been happening the last 3 episodes. Just like, if you're going to do this, I would rather you just like intercut everything, honestly.
Yeah.
So we could, I don't know, get like, at least play along with it or like kind of know what Wanda's doing. I don't know. It was just kind of stunk. Now, I will say what's kind of interesting about it, I guess, because I don't think it's fully Wanda. Because I don't think if it wasn't, I don't think there would be that thing where I don't know, the Cy Abelman cameo, like where he's doing the like, show me what you can do with like your powers or like whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something else going on and there's going to be a bigger twist down at the end, but it's just like right now, like this show kind of deflated, just like right
Yeah.
in front of our eyes.
It lost that entire like mystery angle that made
Yeah.
it so cool at the beginning because it just
And
showed us everything that happened.
yeah, and for it's like it lost its like weird touch, and when it's just like, nope, bunch of like sword agents, which I don't.
Yeah, what the hell is sword? Like,
I know it says this thing in the comics, but like, what? You're trying to like tell us it's not Shield? Like, just tell me it's Shield and like get it over with.
yeah.
Like we know what it is.
Uh,
Don't eat like maybe there's a thing that like, well, Shield doesn't exist anymore, but it's like, okay, Shield doesn't exist anymore. Okay, fine, great. I don't know. It's just like it seems to like I don't know. And I know me and you love these movies, but it just kind of feels like the like I don't know, just like some of the bullshit that I thought we're gonna kind of stay away from this
totally.
with this thing.
There were like a couple bits that I really liked. Like I said, the how Wanda like saw Vision's body, like his dead body. I thought that was cool. And then also towards the beginning, where you had that scene where the snap just happened, obviously, and like
Yeah.
people are coming back in the hospital. I thought that was really interesting because like we haven't really we explored that a little bit in Far From Home, like
Yeah. It
how
was
like
played off for a joke though. It was just like straight up.
yeah, but that was like the real world like implications of that scene. So I thought that was kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
But like besides a couple moments like that,
Yeah.
it just felt like they were really phoning it in with this one. I don't know.
For sure. Because doesn't Rambo's boss say that he lost like half of his pilots in the blip or whatever? Or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
So like that confirms that like people have been saying like if someone was like flying in an airplane when the snap happened, like what happens when they came back? So like not great to think about personally, but now we know, confirmed in canon. So I guess that's something.
Oh God, yeah.
Yikes. That's pretty gruesome. I don't like thinking about that. But hey, just like imagine, like you get your life back and then just immediately, just like, nope, sorry. You hope they had parachutes on. You hope they had parachutes on. That's all. That's all you can hope. But yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like there's not much to talk about with this one. It's just like
There's
they gave
not.
the game away. That's about it.
But you know what's so disappointing about it is that like this should be the one that we're like freaking out about. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like we know everything now. Like it should be this like massive revelation and stuff, and it is. Like we know all this stuff now that we didn't know before, and like that we were so confused about. But like they did it in a way that was so boring and like just uninteresting. So like I don't.
Yeah.
They could have done so much more with it.
I agree. Especially the fact that we're going to be watching the show for the next couple of weeks, and it looks like it's going back straight to the sitcom like style, and like the whole like half the fun of watching it was just like seeing breaks in it and not knowing what's happening, and like seeing kind of the weird stuff going on and like not knowing why it's happening, and then just like they just it sucks honestly.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of. I wish this wasn't how it was going, but you got a couple more episodes. They could prove me wrong, because once again, it could be something that like maybe some Hydra scientist or somebody promised like Wanda, like, hey, I can bring back Vision or something, but we got to do this, and I got to do this to like harness your power, like whatever, and maybe that's something. I don't know.
There's still some unanswered questions, I think. Like, we didn't get everything figured out.
Yeah. I mean, Wanda says that she is in control and fully in control, like she has it all under control. Like, but it's like, I don't know, because if she's in control of what she's doing, she's kind of the bad guy of the show, I feel like. Because she's holding a whole town hostage.
Yeah.
Like, these are real people with real lives, and she's just like, I'm taking over everybody. And it's like, oh, that's not good.
That's kind of a cool dynamic. Like, I mean, they're doing some interesting stuff with Wanda, if that's like really what's going on. Like, she's controlling all this stuff, and I want to know what her motive is for, holding all these people hostage and like creating a fake town and stuff. Like, there's still some interesting stuff that they could pull like in the next few episodes. But
yeah,
I don't know. We'll still have to see.
But like that's the interesting stuff is Wanda and Vision, and for a whole
Yeah.
episode to not have them in it, like I'm sorry, like it was just it stunk. I really had like it was a
Yeah.
like really rough 30 minutes to get there. I was just like, great, more stuff you got to tell us. Great.
It would have worked if the characters that we were watching were like fun to watch. They were like
Yeah.
entertaining, but they just none of them had any
Yeah.
charisma. It felt like they were just like reading the lines
Yeah.
off a script, and it just didn't work.
Yeah. There were a couple moments with Randall. Like I loved when he first comes up. He's got the like quick hand magics thing like done. Like he's got it down.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He spent 5 years just like I'm gonna get this. That's great. Like I love little stuff like that. But you know, like Randall Park is this really solid comedian, and he has this really solid comedic presence. But they just like don't really give him a lot to do, which is upsetting. Like I feel like they could be interesting, but they just take 30 minutes just to be like, here's what's happening. Here's what's happening. Here's what's happening. Remember that thing that happened? Here's how it happened. And remember that thing that happened over there that happened like an episode or two ago? That's how that happened. And that's why this is happening. I'm just like, I don't give a shit, man. I could not care less.
Yeah.
At least stop telling me.
I was gonna say that like, it felt like the entire episode was structured around like all the hints that we got in the first 3 episodes. They just broke the episode up into like this was the first one. This is what was happening then. Here's the second one. This is what was happening then. It was just like every single hint that we got of that intrigue and that mystery. They just explained all of it. So like they just kind of took it all the mystery away from it.
Yeah, it's just like it's boring. It's boring. Yeah. It's very, very boring. And I hope you turn it around because I do want to like the show because I really liked the first 2 episodes, and I'm really excited to see like how Elizabeth Olsen like is able to like what she's gonna do with the character for the next couple episodes. I mean, you still got I think 5. We're about midway, or like we're about like
is it 8 episodes long?
I think it's 9.
9. Okay.
Time I checked on IMDb, I think we were at 9. Yeah, it's gonna be 9 total. So yeah, I mean we're about halfway, and I don't know. There's still a lot to do with them, so I'm hoping that we bring it on home with them and we get to see more of them and less of the sword people. Because I just don't. Why would you show them to like?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just yeah. I mean,
one thing I will say that the show still has going for it is that it's pretty unpredictable. Like I don't really know where it's gonna go or like how any of that stuff ends. So, you know, they still could do some exciting stuff with that. And I mean, I'm always the kind of guy who wants to enjoy things. I never like try to
for sure
look at something negatively or like especially like when I'm midway through a show. Like the first season of The Mandalorian, I remember we were like 3 or 4 episodes in, and I like thought I didn't like it, like genuinely didn't like it, and it ended up being great like towards the end of it. So
for sure,
I'm hoping that WandaVision makes a similar turnaround.
No, for sure. I mean, I'd love to be here with you, just like, oh my god, this episode was great. It was amazing. Do you see what happened here? Like, I wish I could be doing that. And I know some people have been freaking out all day about it, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just like the stuff I was least interested in. These last 4 episodes. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's gonna have to be a big bad guy that she has to fight at the end, whatever it is. I'm sure has like some part in what's going on. I just wish we could like, I don't know. Like we liked how much the first 2 were like not really plotty at all. Like there wasn't like this, but like this episode was nothing but plot. And I just wish that like, you know, I wish they could find a happy medium between both things right now, or just like find a good mix. Because if the show is a lot more of this, I'm gonna like probably get like I'm not gonna be on board as much anymore.
Yeah, totally. I'm kind of hoping they go back to the sitcom thing at least like a couple more times.
Which it looks like they will, because we still got like the Halloween costume episode thing.
Oh yeah, there's that.
We've been seeing in the trailers. I'm sure we've got more stuff to do with that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she probably won't get out to like the 8th or 9th episode. That probably make the most sense. But then again, what do I know?
Dude, I so wish Matt was here, because I wonder if he like is on the same wavelength as us. Because we like we pretty much agree on like most everything about this episode. But I
Yeah,
wonder if we like this one or not. But
for sure.
we won't
I
know.
mean, well, it's also he might have a more clear view because like he doesn't know who these people are. Like he wouldn't have seen
Yeah.
Kat Dennings and been like, "Oh, Darcy's back." Like he was like, "Oh, Kat Dennings is here." Cool.
Yeah.
Or like Randall Park, or like he doesn't know who like the Rambos are or anything like that. So maybe I don't know. Maybe he has a perspective like, "Oh my gosh, they like told us all, and like now we know." So like maybe he loved it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. Fletch, you got anything else you want to add?
Um, I feel like I pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a rough episode, to be honest. It was
Yeah.
just the least. I mean, it was like this could have been such an exciting episode. Like
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we got all these revelations about what's going on, but they just did it in such a way that was so lifeless and
Mm-hmm.
boring, and it like lacked so much of what made this show cool for the past 3 episodes. So
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not giving up on it. I hope they turn it around in the next few episodes. But yeah, I do like what they're doing with Wanda. I feel like there's some
Yeah.
interesting stuff there, but we'll just have to see it explored in the rest of the season.
Yeah. Hopefully we get more than like her in the show for like more than 10% next week.
Yeah.
It is her show, so like I'm wondering why that was a decision that was made,
Uh-huh.
but it's whatever. Yeah, I think we pretty much covered all the bases. Like we said, like I feel like there's just what is there to talk about this episode? It's just like it is so dry. But yeah. Uh, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again, Fletch, for being on. You want to go ahead and do your plugs, all that good stuff?
Yep. So I have a YouTube channel of my own where I talk about movies, video games, TV, all that awesome stuff. And this weekend I will be uploading a discussion video. I don't want to give it away here because I want you to check it out on the channel. But yeah, it's going to be up sometime this weekend. I'm really excited to put that video up. So you can find me at youtube.com/Fletcher Williams. And I'm sure Brendan will put a link in the description below for that.
Sure. We sure will have a link in the description for that. Please click those links in the description for our Instagram, our Twitter, so you can follow us on there. Make sure you are liking, commenting, and subscribing. What did you guys think of this episode? Are we crazy? And you love this episode? You love that, like you love the reveal. You like now knowing like what's going to be kind of like how the shape the show is going to be taking for the next little bit here. Let us know. We'd love to talk to you about it. And I think that is it. Thanks, guys. Thanks again, guys, for watching.